Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm going to do a roster review, so let's jump into it. So today's review is for Ace of Spades with BRG Younglings in the Temple. I don't know why that guild sounds familiar to me. So decent fleet placement already, 12. If you're 12, I would say at any point you can climb to first or at least top 5, depending on how competitive your fleet shard is. So that's pretty good right off the bat. 6.4 million GP, 3.5 in characters, 2.8 in ships, 11,000 galactic war battles. Hey, we have the exact same amount of galactic war battles. So you've been playing for about 2.5 years. So you have SLKR Ray, if you bought the bundles. There's no way to know for sure, except if you have, so you farmed this, okay. Me too, so hey, look at that. Let's see, you can always tell if there's a little bit of a cash spend-ring here. So, I would say you bought the Ray bundle. Just, you know, no shame in that game. No shame in it whatsoever. Let's see the bottom here. La bottom. Yeah, so yeah, you do buy some bundles. So you probably farmed, you're probably someone similar like me, where you just farmed SLKR because he's amazing and he was just dominating raids at the time. So you farmed SLKR, the bundles came out, you bought the bundles because you bought Night Sisters, you bought Rebels, you bought Resistance, you bought the ships, you bought BAM. Alright, so not bad. No hate. Maybe you bought the SOK, or maybe you bought the Star Killer one. I did. So I'll say I bought pretty much all the bundles. I didn't buy any of the First Order or the ones because I had SOKR, but I bought the rest. There's no shame in that. Let's see. You didn't buy Geos. You didn't buy Ewoks. So yeah, you don't want some. You don't want fluff. Just fine. If there was some bundles I wouldn't buy, Ewoks and Geos would be probably the top of the list, especially if you don't have, or you do have Pogglekron. That would have benefited you a little with that, but you know, Datacrons are great. They're pilots for the Malevolence. Not a buy, not a bad buy. Other than that, I would say you have some smart investment with your Gear 12s. So like Imperial Troopers are good, Pogglekron's good even at Gear 12. Savage is good, Trey is good with their Omicron. I'm not a big fan of like these doing this. Like, yeah, you should probably just take Trey to Relics. Maybe you're working on that. But I wouldn't place the gear until you're ready to upgrade them fully. Just a recommendation. This was kind of a waste, a Zeta and Dark Trooper. Nothing you can do about it now, right? But for those listening, you don't need the Zeta on Dark Trooper. Essentially, you either don't get hit and you win, and if you start losing stacks on Dark Trooper, chances are the battle is probably lost. Sometimes you can kind of recover it, but it's at the point where you know that Zeta would do something, chances are you're gonna lose anyways. And I would say it's not needed. Same thing like Moff Gideon, you have a Zeta on him. Do you even have Padme? Okay, you do. So yeah, you can get some use out of them, I guess. So you do love putting, I don't mind it on Qui-Gon Jinn. He's still useful even really low gear. So yeah, not the worst investment, but I would say this, like now in the world of Lightspeed bundles, not necessary. And then here, there's something I do want to address as well. So for those that have Wampa and you may be asking, is the Zeta worth it for healing immunity? I would say no. No, it's not. Some people say like, oh, it helps with some counters, but they never say what counters. And then they say like, oh, it helps with C. And I'll say this, Wampa is gonna beat C. Wampa's either gonna beat C or she's not. The healing immunity isn't what usually is the win condition. What's the win condition is the, what is it called? The buff that he gets from C where you can't attack. That buff or that debuff falls off, and then you counterattack once, and then you actually get your turn and you hit, and then you can kill C. Or in some extreme cases, you can like kind of auto it until C ults, and then C doesn't have that recovery anymore because he's an ult, and then you can win based on that. But at very, 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 very low chance of, you know, you putting the healing immunity and that be the win condition, because C takes so many turns too compared to Wampa that, you know, like deceived is the buff, debuff, but it's not worth it. It's absolutely not worth it. It's a luxury, and we live in a world where luxury Zetas are no longer good. So something to think about. I'll say this, like, put a little love in on your Wampa. Put a little love in your heart for Wampa. Like, like maybe I don't know, where are you sitting? A Rhodium? I'll say this, once I went up into Kyber, I did have to put like good mods on Wampa. So Wampa doesn't want speed, that's for certain, but like health. Tenacity here's fine. One set of tenacity, one tenacity set with 2 health sets, totally fine. But these health primaries, get some 6-dot mods. For Wampa, she needs that survivability. You may notice that I don't want to look into your GAC or anything like this, but your Wampa is one of those Wampas where you're like, how did Wampa lose in 17 seconds to this team? And then you check out the mods on Wampa and you're like, okay, that's how Wampa died in 17 seconds. Like to include, you have a Relic 3 Wampa, not Relic 5. So, you know, just something to think about. Maybe you want to put a little love in on Wampa. You know, she's a big girl. She's a little hairy, but you know, big hairy girls need some loving too sometimes. So show a little love to her. All right, let's look at SOKR over here. So we have decent health, really low speed, okay crit damage, okay damage. Okay, so I would say this, like your speeds are just like kind of lackluster, to be completely honest. So I don't know if you've seen my mod guides, and this is heartbreaking right here, absolutely heartbreaking, but I don't know if you've seen my mod guides. I would recommend watching them. Maybe I'll try to remember to link it in the description or something, or post it in the comment, but I would recommend watching my plus 25 speed mod guide. It'll give you some help as far as building some decent mods, because even if you're free to play, which I know you're not, because you bought some bundles, you're a little bit of cash spending. You know, your mods need some work. They need some help. They need a little love. So I'm gonna recommend watching that. Again, like Ray doesn't need speed, so she needs health. So put a health on her, and then she needs some more secondary offense. This needs to get worked on. It has health here, it has speed here, so this is good, and it's only at 6A, or not 6A, it's only at 6E, so you can definitely at least hit this twice, see if it hits. Honestly, yeah, this can go all the way up. Like I would, well, first of all, I would hit it once, see if it hits speed, hit it twice if it didn't hit speed the first time, and then I would take it to 6C. If it doesn't hit 6C, I would calibrate this protection here to try to hit speed twice. If in those calibrations it doesn't hit speed, and it's like this one has the potential for, I would probably even take it to like 6A to try to hit that last speed, because it could be like a 27, it could be a 26, a 25 pretty easily. You know, it may break your heart and end up as a 24, or it could just be like a 21 forever. You never know, but you got to work it first to see what happens to it. So, but this is a mod that has potential. That doesn't have potential. This can, you can hit a little, you can work it. And then this, of course, needs to change to a health primary. Try to find health primary with offense secondary and then speed secondary as well. But not the worst. It's just a work in progress, so I totally get it. All right, 323 is your fastest non-GL. That's not horrible. I do like to aim for like 330. Yeah, I do like a little faster, like 340s. 304 for Star Killer. That's actually exactly what my Star Killer is. It's 304. So, you know, good on you. This is probably the best set I've seen so far. Maybe you just really like Star Killer, but that's an amazing set for Star Killer. This isn't bad either. I don't think it has the right primary, does it? It does. It does have the right primaries. It's just lowish. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. But overall, like, there's some gems here. Not horrible. Not the worst. I do like that you have the Revens. That's a good farm. You have working bounty hunters, you have CLS, you have resistance. So some good things in here. As far as what I would do with it, I would probably relic your I would relic Treya. Man, what's up with you and these finishers? Finish your relics, but I would get Jedi Knight Luke. I would get Treya. I would get Savage to relics. I would get Dark Trooper to relics, and that would be the side things that I would take to relics first. Those four. Next big farm. So let's see what you have for ships. So you do have the Executor. So you need to farm your pilotless ships. I would put a little more effort into Grievous. How's your Separatist? Did you buy? I'm guessing you didn't buy the Separatist. So you did buy the Separatist or the Padme bundle. So you have the droids. So Grievous would be a good thing to work on. So I would take Grievous up to relics and give him a Zetas, give a B1 the Zeta, give B2 a Zeta, and then you're pretty good right there. So I would work on Grievous as well and get him up to relics so that his ship. I would get the pilotless, every pilotless ships you should farm, but especially Vulture and Hyena Droid. TIE Defender, I would get your TIE Defender up there. I think if you've been playing for this long, you should be pretty close to this TIE Interceptor, and you can get that TIE Defender up and running. Just one small note. So if you have SLKR, you have Malik. Do you have Thrawn? Yeah, you have Thrawn R3. So I did make a guide on beating all the proving grounds. So if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's in my educational playlist. It has a guide on how to beat Malgus with SLKR, Malik, Thrawn, and just the SLKR unlocks. So you should look at that and put some and make sure you're beating all the proving grounds, because that's pretty great for you if you can unlock all those characters, especially Malgus, since you have the Sith Empire up and running. I would hopefully put a little more like Iden to Gear 12. She's a good character, especially under Chimera. Even without the TIE Interceptor, like she really shines with the TIE Interceptor, but even without, it's still okay. I would put more effort into this Malevolence. Finish your pilotless ships. Looks like you have decent investment for your Executor, so that's good. Yeah, so finish Malevolence, then start working on Chimera is my recommendation. You do have the Echelon up and running for the Finalizer, so that's good as well. Negotiator, you have the Y-Wing. Okay. Yeah, so your fleets aren't bad. Not bad at all. Just need a little more effort into this Malevolence and then start working the Empire. And then sooner or later, you're going to want to start working on a second GL ship. You don't have to right away, but maybe. I don't see you super close to anything, to be completely honest, farming-wise. like big farms. So it looks like maybe you're just finishing some other farms, but I don't see you close to anything. You're not close to Profundity. It doesn't seem like you're too close to Leia or JMK or Jabba or C or Lord Vader. So, because it looks like your main big, like you've been doing some side farms, and your main big farm was the Lightspeed bundles. So I would say this. If you're working on some side farm or something, then finish that side farm. But I would recommend you finish those 4 or 5 characters that I listed before. And then also Zori. You should, like, you already have the Zetas on Zori, so get Zori up and running. So I would recommend working on those like 5 characters I mentioned. And then while you're doing that, start farming the shards for the Malevolence ships and Jabba. Believe it or not, I know, shocking. But Jabba is going to be the best thing you can farm for your account right now, because it'll help you with your mods. It'll help get you ready for some other farms like Profundity. You're close to Jedi Knight Luke, which is the hard, or you have Jedi Knight Luke, which is the hardest part of the Jabba farm. So I would say go Jabba. You can immediately go into JML, you can get Profundity, and then roll into Leia, and then your account would be really, really good from there. Once you get Jabba, you start getting like Smuggler's Run 2, and it does start giving you a ton of investment into your account. So that would be my recommendation, is finish Malevolence, finish those like 4 or 5 characters that I listed that are like side farms. Then go into Jabba as your next big farm. While you're working on those 4 or 5 characters, make sure you're farming the Malevolence shards, and then the shards that you need for Jabba. Then roll straight into Jabba. Then from there you can either go JML, Leia, or Profundity, and that would be really good for your account. So other than that, like a decent account, kind of cookie cutter, I'm not gonna lie. If your account was a ice cream flavor, it would probably be vanilla. And don't get me wrong, I could smash some vanilla ice cream. Like I could smash, it's delicious. It's delicious, right? And it really goes well with everything. So it complements a lot of things. It can lead to a lot of and really enhance a lot of other desserts. And what I'm trying to say is that it's not bad. There's nothing wrong with having a vanilla account, being in kind of like buying the Lightspeed bundles, farming them, just like generic things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a reason why everyone does it. It's like the fastest, it's the best. Like Ray, SLKR, Executor, Star Killer, Revens, CLS, like nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a vanilla account. So it's solid, it's foundational. I would say like Jabba would really do great, like shore up some of these like things that you've already invested in with like Zetas and a little bit of Kyrotech, get them up and running, and then roll into like your second GL. I would probably do like Jabba, JML, Profundity as your next big farms, and then you'll be really seeing you have 4 GLs, 2 GL ships, and then after you finish that, you can farm like the 2024 fleet. Just make sure you go all in on that, and then once those ships you have them, I would say like whenever you're ready for it after Jabba, you can run into that 2024 fleet, and if you do that, your account will really be singing. But yeah, like not a bad account. A lot of good things in your account. You're doing a lot of things right. Some of your mods on the top end need some work, and I pointed those out to you. Like I said, you have excellent Star Killer mods, and you're doing a lot of good things. So thanks for letting me look at your account. If you have any questions or concerns, let me know. If you guys like this content, like and subscribe. If you want your own roster review, go ahead and jump in my Discord, put in a request, and then I'll get to it as soon as I can. Other than that, take care, and I'll see you guys next time.